All right, we can unmute mics now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the actual first official show of the episode of our show, Voice of the People. We had some technical difficulties yesterday, and we had to get all that sorted out and situated. Didn't go well yesterday, but I am one of the hosts. Hopefully, we will have plenty on the show because we want to hear from as many people as we possibly can on different subjects, just to kind of get an idea of what you think. I am, of course, the DrunkenSenpai, and my co-host.
I am Abel Garcia. Again,
Yeah, it sure did. That was that was an issue. But basically, just to get the idea of the show out of the way, basically what we want to do with this, well, what I'm planning to do with this is, as far as this is concerned, is it's not going to be a show of just us. Okay. As we pick up and we do more, we want more hosts to be on with us, more guests to be on with us. We want those people to kind of branch out and let those people talk to somebody, other people. You know, Abel can have on his show, he's controlling the YouTube side. I got the Twitch. Okay. Abel can go live whenever he wants to under our name, have a conversation with anybody he wants to at any point in time. I am allowed to do the same on Twitch. Case in point, I do have somebody that just wanted to do this alone with me, so I will be having an episode Friday night with one of the guests that we have. She's actually one of our gaming group. But yeah, I'll be going live Friday with her, just talking to her about different situations. But we want to hear from you as well. We definitely want to hear from you. We want to reach out to normal, everyday people. And we want to talk to you about situations, not trying to start fights, not trying to cause drama. We just want to know what you think, man. Of course, we will push back on ideas, and I hope you would do the same to us. Don't be afraid to. We're not here to fight with you. We just want to understand why you think the way you do. Because honestly, we don't get enough of that anymore. But like I said, he can go live at any point. If you want to talk to just Abel, if you want to talk to Abel and somebody else that, you know, regularly comes on to help us host, if you want to talk to whoever, you're welcome to. It has to go with their time frames, of course, yes, but we want to hear from you, even if it's just a one-on-one. We want to get an idea of what people really do believe in this country. So for the first, well, not in the country, actually in the world, because I'm trying to talk to a native Russian, about what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, and things are not adding up the way they say. But yeah, we just want to hear from you guys about this situation. Today is more along the lines of us just having a conversation among us so that you can get to know who we are from the very beginning, get to know our thinking on some subjects, just regular everyday conversations, getting to know each other. And we'll start picking up with guests probably next week, but I got one coming up Friday. But we'll start picking up with guests coming on the show. I've got another one lined up from our little gaming group.
And I'll just trying to get a few on my end. And I will say this right now. I do apologize if I'm not saying much right now. I recovered from.
Yes.
I think so. Sorry. And I am slightly high as a kite. All these people. So
this is going to be a fun conversation, man.
So yeah, so just excuse me very quiet or slow. I'm just trying to deal with these painkillers.
Oh, you good? You pop back out of it here. Just give it about a week or so. You should be probably still be sore, but should be about a week or so, right?
Eh, I'll definitely
Unless
know
something
by
happened.
next week.
Okay. So, tell me a bit about yourself, man. What's going on?
Besides the fact that I'm recovering from surgery, the name is Garcia. I'm actually I've been doing YouTube last year. And all my content as of now, not in a content prideful way, but because I am actually I transition male to female, and I realize I transition.
Okay. And
We have a little.
well, like it is, I'm Drunken Senpai. 36 years old. Been a gamer all my life, really. Uh, really, my whole take as far as this, I'm married, no biological kids at this point, though there are kids that I do consider mine. But my whole moment of this realization and why I want to do what I want to do with the show is really back in 2017. I was on board like everybody else, man. I was asleep. I didn't I just didn't care, and I stayed home from work one day. And I noticed something on the news that was kind of weird to me. I stayed home from work and listened to a speech from Trump, right? He's supposed to be racist and all this and it's whatever. I actually did believe it. I hated the man. I still hate the man personally. But I heard the speech from him, and all I heard was the narcissistic asshole kind of person, right? So it's like, okay, maybe it's a one off. And I even listened to the damn thing twice. I said, maybe it's a one off kind of situation. Um, Went to work the next day, came home, and started listening to the media saying, well, Trump said this, Trump said that. And I was like, no, this ain't right. There's something really, really messed up here. And it kind of red pilled me, I guess would be the term. But the reason why I want to do what I want to do with this show is because it's all lies, and we all know it. I've been kind of waking up myself since 2017, and I'm starting to see a lot of things that I do not agree with. I just I just don't think everything's right anymore, man. But that's a little bit about me as far as my way of thinking with this. I know I didn't go too personal with everything. I don't want to, not like that. But yeah, this is wrong, man. This is seriously wrong. What is your take on
I was gonna
just the media, huh?
no, I do agree with you. Always for me, surprisingly, I actually Trump. I'm not sure if it was really into the administration. He became when he
Right.
was running. I did see a lot of
Right.
videos as bad as they. That was my first thought of it. That I would say that planted the doubt in my.
Right.
But for me, I still. I didn't wake up until because for the people who don't know me that well, so like I said, I'm a detransitioner, but I realized I did after I went into um um. Sorry, guys. Um, so when I was in the academy, um, I obviously all my instructors had pilled intentional,
Right.
but eventually I realized I made a mistake after I left the academy. Not I got tea, and well, months later, I then the scenery replied today.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning with this, man. What started this whole adventure for you? I know you get asked this a lot, but I just I know we've talked about this before, but what started all this, man?
Sure. Like I've said in all my other, I thought I was a girl. Like that's
Mm. Okay, so I kind of had the same thing. I mean, I never really felt I had guy friends, right? But I felt more comfortable around women than I did men because I get my thinking was different. Like women don't really cause a lot of problems young, you know? I mean, they do, but I mean, guys are just more along the lines of you say one thing just a little skewed, you're going to get punched in the face kind of thing, you know? I'd rather you just be like, dude, that crossed the line. Okay, my bad. I'll pull back. You know, that kind of situation. But I never thought that would kind of lead to something, you know, kind of some kind of gender dysphoria though.
Looking back from hindsight, I know my mother was very control a helicopter.
Oh, my mom, I guarantee you, was pretty much the same or worse.
I think it's just like a million levels added to my father. He made mistakes. He was my age, and we were financially poor. I never
Right.
really got to see my father, so I didn't know that's so.
Well, see, my dad was around physically. Like he went to work, came home. Oh, Jesus. He went to work, came home, and just sat in front of the TV till it was dinner time. You know, sometimes I would have an interaction with him, sometimes I wouldn't. Like he was there physically, but never mentally, you know? So I maybe that's a little bit of a difference there. I don't know, but all right. So leading up to the whole transitioning thing for you, you were seeing therapists at this time, right?
Yeah. So before I I did see a therapist. I did
Mm-hmm.
find I'm in California. So I found a gender therapist site. It was
Right.
I'm not sure if here Drunken minimum.
Right.
I wanted it all sound um but
Mm.
I wasn't I year and a half before I officially finished.
Yeah. See, that's a problem, though. I mean, you told me before you had no pushback at all with any of that, right?
They just affirm whatever I say.
Yeah, see, that's an issue though. I mean, if I don't think that's therapy, that's brainwashing at that point, you know? Because if somebody's not going to push back on something you're thinking that you're there to say, "Hey, is this a problem?" They're just like, "No, no, 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 it's not a problem. You do you."
Yeah,
What?
well, that's California. That's why I'm pushing back now.
Well, okay, California is worse. Like California and New York are really horrible states as far as things are like that are concerned. But I mean, that's everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Like I know therapists down here who literally have told me, straight up said to me in these words, if I fix your problems, I no longer have a paycheck. Wow, dude. So you don't want to fix me, you want my money. That's kind of a moment in my head where I was just like, holy shit, therapy's a scam. You know, therapists even see therapists. What? That's a problem. But you had no pushback on any of this whatsoever. And you just felt like this was the road to go. What was your first surgery? Let's start with that.
So the first surgery and the only surgery I ever had was my transition. God, breast, and that was, I think, years to my transition.
Okay. All right, and that happened what in 2018? Okay, so that wasn't actually that long ago for you.
No, that's actually been 4 years. Wow, I can't believe it.
Right. Jesus Christ, 2020 was 2 years ago, man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Been a living hell ever since.
Nah, it started beforehand, but
I mean in general.
Yes, yeah.
No, but like I said, so 2018 is when I got the And do you want to hear a funny story that I didn't realize until after I got my letter of recommendation or approval for the surgery?
What's that?
I also got my letter for surgery approved for bottom surgery. That same session with this other therapist or psychologist. Title was.
Whoa! At the same time?
Yes, and I didn't even request it. I told him I was only there for top surgery.
Man, that is a really, really messed up situation.
And for our audience who don't know what bottom surgery is in regards to transgender, me as a biological, that would mean, and I'm just trying to be a bit not too graphic, especially because YouTube right now where I'm at, they would have turned my male genitals inside out, and they would have make it look like a neo vagina. So obviously, it wouldn't have been the same as a natural born. Closest copy they could make it look. And
so I'm just gonna go ahead and say this: never Google those videos. I mean, they're just
I've looked them up. Very graphic.
Oh yes.
So I do recommend Chad, do not look that up for your sanity, unless you want to work with me and try to prevent this stuff from going on. More than welcome to look at it. Just I'm sorry. I don't take responsibility for what you look up, and I will not pay for any of your therapy sessions that you take.
I'm not responsible for any of it either. No, but yeah, that's kind of amazing, dude. That really is. Why top and bottom though? I mean, if I were trying to do this, of course I would push back on your ideas. Of course I would be like, dude, do you really want to do this? You know, I would give you that kind of that at least that kind of thinking like we're doing right now. But to just say, okay, yeah, you can do it here. What?
Well, for me, for top surgery, I only did it because it would help me pass more women
Right.
for my transition. And for Chad, yes, I understand. I was never a woman. I was always a man. I'm just going with thoughts I had that young.
Yeah.
But for bottom surgery, I knew that one was more irreversible. That one, I gave myself a 10-year timeline. Did anything that?
But hey, You gave yourself a little timeline for that. But yeah, dude, that's just people don't understand though. Like when something like this comes around, you actually have to understand completely what it entitles. You know, everything about it. Of course, you've spoken with doctors and things like that. How did those turn out?
Every time I spoke to anyone, did the affirmative care, they just agreed with me at all times, not give me any pushback. So it's always been they agree with me at all times. They not push back because I know here in California, especially recently, I know they conversion therapy illegal.
Right.
So any if anyone who feels like they're back, they conversion therapy, and that doctors could be or any medical professional could, which is what my current therapist has told me 1,000 times since he has a patient. That every time we work together, everything my own choice, nothing of him pushing me because he was afraid of losing.
Wow. I mean,
He wasn't afraid of me because he knew that because I was recommended to him by a friend of his. He was scared of this revoke.
see, this is a huge problem with this. I mean, if you get no pushback whatsoever, and the doctors can't even say, "Hey, look, this is what normally happens." Think about this first instead of just, all right, fine, let's pop some silicone into you, let's split your thing open, and let's just do this. That scares me, man. I understand like medical choice and everything like that. I get you. That's great. You're right. You have the choice to do whatever you want to with your body, but at least be able to handle conversations of, are you sure? At any point in time. At least have that decency to have that conversation with them instead of threatening to take away your license or looking at it as a money grab situation.
Well, they want their.
Yeah, I mean, yes,
that's one thing I.
but this whole thing just blows my mind as far as not getting pushback, as far as every bit of it. It really worries me because, dude, we've just become, okay, we already know big pharma is just a money grab situation. We already understand that.
And especially the last 2 years.
But why should I have faith in my doctor, or faith in the nurse if they don't even have these conversations with me? What about the ethical code? You know, you are essentially doing harm if you're not pushing back a little bit to ask, are you sure you want to do this?
Don't they have an ethical code, if I remember correctly?
Yes. There's no. God, what was it?
But I believe it's like no intentional harms and around those. If that's true, well, they have been breaking that a while.
I'm looking it up right now. And just take off the browser real quick. Goddamn. Close. Why is it highlighting everything? Okay. First, do no harm. But protect yourself from the damage, chronic inflation. What? The Hippocratic Oath. There's, yeah. You do no harm to, intentionally do no harm to people. That includes mental as well, should it not?
I would assume so. What do you can you see when that was implemented? The Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah, let me look that. I don't know much about. Well, I do know about it, but I don't know much about the history of that.
Yeah, well, I'm not a nurse. So I don't know anything about that. I should look more stuff.
Let's see. Where did the Hippocratic Oath originate? Hippocratic Oath, ethical code attributed to ancient Greeks. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's Britannica. Okay. All right. So Hippocratic Oath, ethical code of attributed to ancient Greek physician. I can't speak. Hippocrates. Uh, adopted as a guide to conduct by medical professions. God, when was he around? 400 BC, roughly around that.
Okay.
So I mean, I know that's a thing. But I think how long have we not been? Have we what's the word? Jesus, I can't think. Um, yeah, how long have we disobeyed this? I mean, everybody has that oath. Everybody that goes in the medical field knows this.
I would say for some of the population, at least bare minimum 2 years. For me, I would say, for me personally, like 6 years, give or take. But I feel like it's been going on for longer than that. I think
Oh,
it's
it
just
definitely
people
has.
are starting to realize it, not being told.
It's definitely been going on for a while, and that's what I was saying at the very beginning. It just feels like nothing is right. Nothing seems the way it is anymore. There's something inherently wrong with everything now. Um, Things like this it scares me, dude, because you know when I first started getting red pilled, I started really looking at everything. And then 2020 came around, the pandemic came, the election came, and now our president. What the fuck? But anyway, dude, nothing seems right with the world anymore. And that's just not us as Americans. I've reached out to other people all over the world and I've heard very fucked up stories from everybody. Um, but like I said, I did tell you about that at the very beginning. I am trying to set up a date with a native Russian to talk about what's going on. He has a Ukrainian friend, right? The Ukrainian friend cannot come on with us for fear that her government, because they have silenced their people. Through what she tells me, I don't know if that's true or not. From what she told me, as of like, God, what was it? Thursday? Yeah,
When did
as of
that go into
Friday.
effect? That they can't speak out.
It was like either Friday or Saturday that I can go back in the Discord and look that up.
Yeah, because
But
I
yeah, I
remember
said
hearing something about that. At first, I thought it was Canada because Canada's being fucked up right now. I guess it would
no,
seem
dude,
for
that was Ukraine. Like, Ukrainian government set that up. They're just like, look, everything's being monitored, even VPNs. You bounce a signal even from a VPN out of Ukraine, you're still being monitored. All
right.
social media, everything. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? So she's not going to be able to come on at this point in time.
That's understandable. And
But
whenever
I'm definitely going to ask this again when I talk to him. But I want to ask you something.
go for it.
Do you feel like it's bad that I actually have to talk to somebody outside of our country to get the real story?
No, I don't think so because I feel like if we're trying to get news from other countries, it's always best to get it from the first source, which could be anyone in that country since they deal with it firsthand. But then again, speaking, because our media is so fucked up, and I mean both sides, left and right. I can't trust either of them. Uh, I feel like it's a bit sad that those who know the truth here in America can't trust our own media. We have to
Right.
seek help from others in other countries. Yet the
Dude,
ones who
it's, everybody bitches about like propaganda, state-run media, things like that. The state is running the media in every country. It's every country here. The problem is like something they never really expected, like podcasts to show up. People like Joe Rogan, people like Tim Pool, people like everywhere started to pop up to get this information out. They no longer can control the flow of information. But it scares the hell out of me. Like it really did. And when I had my little red pill moment, it scared the hell out of me that all day, 24/7, during the election and shit like that, all they were doing was running Trump this, Trump that, Trump this. I mean, at one point in time, you could turn CNN on at any point in time, and they would mention Trump within the 5 minutes of you turning it on, or they would run stories all day like that. And I'm just like, this is propaganda. This is it. This is how you're programmed.
Yeah, no, I remember that during his administration when I didn't realize the truth. It was always anti-Trump this, anti.
Right. And that's just.
I'm glad I woke up somewhat early.
I am too. Like I still don't like the fucking man. He's an arrogant fucking asshole. But what he did for this country, the things like he even made people realize this. He made people start waking up to the whole idea of what the hell our government's doing.
He's not the man we wanted, but he was the man that we needed.
Pretty much.
Look, yeah, and I agree with you. He's arrogant. He's an asshole. But what I say to people is, look, he's a New Yorker. That's how they are. They're assholes. So I think his brutally honest route.
That plus the fact this motherfucker went across the demilitarized zone with barely any fucking guards, just like random people that were, following him. He went across the demilitarized zone of North Korea and South Korea and lived to tell the story. Who the fuck does this?
Nobody.
If I were to try it, my ass would be shot from both sides. You
wouldn't even be allowed to take one step in.
Right. He goes over to fucking Jerusalem in Israel and comes back in a place that hasn't seen real peace in over 2,000 fucking years. And he comes back with the United Arab Emirates saying, we're going to stand down for now. Who the fuck does that?
Man with enough balls to actually want change in the world.
I hate the son of a bitch, but I tip my hat. I guarantee you I'll tip my hat to that shit. I don't have a hat, so. But I mean, things like that, man. It's just, now we're left with Biden. Dude, what the fuck is happening with that? Well, okay, we know what the fuck is happening, but what the fuck is going on with this shit? Like, he can't speak. Everything he does, he fucks up. And he even very quietly spoken to a mic. I think it was here recently, like a day or two ago. Something about how he made America better or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll have to look that up more.
I love America now, where I'm paying almost $5 a gallon of gas here in California. And I'm getting screwed over everywhere. And food is near impossible to get. And my paycheck is worse than it's ever been. Oh, and I only got $1 increase today. Yay, I'm so happy.
Right. Dude, here in Alabama, it's over $3 a gallon now. Where I am, it's over $3.
That sounds like a normal day in California for all this.
Well, dude, at its lowest when, like, in 2019, or what? No, it was during the pandemic, like in the middle of the pandemic when gas prices plummeted.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I remember seeing gas for like less than $3 here in California.
Well, at that point in time, it was like $1.50 for us. So, but yeah, it's gas is doubled in price. There's food, man. The food don't have that big of an issue here where I am. Like, we can find meat, we can find things we need, but it's incredibly expensive.
Well, here in California, we're not the same in Alabama. You guys are a much smaller state. I would assume more for you guys, it's more local. a lot of stuff compared to over here. We get everything out of groceries.
Right. Well, I mean, no, we still have our grocery stores that we go to. We got our Publix and Walmarts and things like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that's mostly for you guys. I'm saying like compared to the way the lifestyles here in California versus Alabama. California is more industrialized in Alabama, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like I feel like I would prefer it in Alabama compared to what I see here in California. Especially last
I guess that would be a living bias situation because I could tell you some horrible stories about Alabama. Okay,
it's not hear like all what the you see jokes about you Alabamans.
Look, it's not even like that, man. It really isn't.
Let me get Tennessee.
Like, no, not really. I lived in Tennessee too. I lived on the border of Tennessee, Alabama, and forever for most of my life.
Okay, fine. But, it's Arkansas. That's all. That's
no. It's just like, you know, what you hear about people in Alabama and the South. It's incredibly wrong. Like it's like when SNL was funny, incredibly wrong. You know.
Wait, they were funny?
Oh, at one point, yeah, back in the 90s. Dude, they were great.
Oh, I loved it. In 97. I'm too young to know that.
I'm an 85 kid.
Yeah, it's gotten bad. Stuff in that.
It's gotten bad. But, yeah. What was I lost my train of thought. What the hell was I talking
about? We were talking about different lifestyles in California versus that in
yeah. Like, yeah, we can get our food here. Like, I have no problem getting food. It's the price at what I'm paying. Like, a pound of 93.7 sirloin hamburger meat, right? Used to be like $5-6. Now I'm looking at $10 fucking for that, paying $25 for a half pound, or not a half pound, but a 5 pound thing of it. I mean, it's incredible how much this shit has gone up. Like, we have no problems with supply. We have a problem with cost, you know? And this is coming from an area, I kind of want to bring this up too, that this bothers me. This is coming from an area that, I think it was in 2021, that a pipeline was hacked. You remember that?
I remember the pipeline being hacked.
This is coming from this region, and we had no problems with gas at that point. Like, you would think it would affect us if they shut it down for a week. Like, we would see some kind of at least price increase or something. But none of that okay, it did rise up like 20 cents or so. But none of that really affected us in any way. And yet you're going to sit there and tell me that if you cripple a region in a country by hacking the system, you're going to demand $5 million in cryptocurrency? And that's it?
I'm just curious how our government have 5 million in crypto. We even pay it.
That's I don't know. Dude, I feel like that was just like some money laundering thing. You know, it was made up. We didn't feel the effects of it. Yes, gas price rose a little bit. There were some in big cities that, were missing gas completely. I do remember that. But it wasn't like a shutdown like they were screaming about, Where was it? I think it was North Carolina that was hit the hardest with that. But you're seriously going to tell me, like, just $5 million to turn it back on? Here you go. I feel like that was money laundering right before our eyes. Create a crisis, create something for the people to go nuts about while we take money from under the table. That's what I feel like that was. Because if I'm going to do something like that, dude, I'm not asking for 5 million in cryptocurrency. I'm asking for 100 billion or something like that,
Oh, yeah, no,
Who the fuck asked for 5?
I would definitely demand more. I probably would even demand free land in the middle of nowhere and a couple of machine guns from the ATF.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly stupid to even think that's a thing because, of course, yes, $5 million, that's like $20 in my pocket. Okay. For our government, let's be honest, they did deal with billions and trillions of fucking dollars, so 5 million ain't shit. I get you. But
5 million is probably what they make for their kids on a daily basis.
like, I feel like one of our politicians or something, or maybe it was a group of them that just decided, let's take this money right here. We'll say this happened and everybody takes a cut. We'll cover it up, whatever. I feel like that's what happened. Because none of that is talked about anymore. None of that is ever brought up again.
What was it? It was probably talked for no more than a week or so. And then that was it?
Maybe that. They were just like, oh, the pipeline. Oh, they turned it back on? Okay. Never again was it ever talked about.
All right, with everything going on here.
Like the Las Vegas shooting. Whatever happened to that shit. But, I mean...
That's a still interesting story even today. Like, they say AR-15...
Dude, I have a lot of questions about that.
Honestly, let's save that video for another day. I think we should...
we definitely will.
Yeah. You know what? For that one, how should we do that? We need someone who because I know a little bit about firearms. I'm not an expert. I feel like we should get someone who has experience, especially with machine guns.
Brian?
And then we can go from there.
What about Brian?
Yeah, you can ask Brian. He probably has enough knowledge on machine guns to be able to differentiate. Because what they said it was... Machine
guns or rifles?
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, because... They said it was an AR-15 with bump stock, but I've heard the audio and it doesn't sound like a bump stock. For legal reasons, because I'm in California and bump stocks are illegal here, I have gone to Arizona with relatives and we have fired a few machine guns and bump stock, and I will say the audio is different.
Oh yeah, there's a lot to that just isn't wrong, or that just isn't right. I will save my thoughts on that. Especially the bullets, the shell casings, things like that. I need to know. But yeah, I'm going to look into this one more too, because I haven't since, But yeah, I'm going to look into that shit and maybe see if we can get Brian to do this with us at that point.
Oh yeah, no. We'll ask him later.
Right.
See what he says. Hey, who else could we ask?
I don't know. Evan?
Evan, yeah, we could ask Evan. And if it's the same Evan that's currently in chat, there's an Evan in chat, last name Weller Erdorf. It's probably the same one.
Yes.
The Las Vegas shooting is definitely the rate of fire of a 240 Bravo.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, let's have him on too.
Let me look at what 240 Bravo is, because I doubt that's a 5.56 round. M240 Bravo.
Dude, I just had a thought. With the show here, with regular people coming on, of course, we'll have, like, the whole premise I'm thinking, we have 2 co-hosts max, 2 guests max per episode. Okay. You bring 2 topics that you want to discuss that day. I'll bring 2 topics. The guests themselves will bring 2 topics. One we will definitely discuss. The other's just going to be for filler in the case that I'll agree and there's no long talk or anything like that,
Yeah. Okay, so I just found out the 240 Bravo. So it's a machine gun. The caliber is 7.62 by 51 millimeter, which is I believe that is the NATO round. The action is gas operated open bolt. The max rate of fire is 950 rounds per minute, and the maximum range is 3,725 meters, with a muzzle velocity of 2,800 feet per second. And it's a belt fed. It's a belt fed machine gun.
See, those things I'm really not all that familiar with myself. So yeah, I will want to talk to somebody who's more familiar with that. I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything. Jesus Christ, we all know that's a lie. But yeah, I would definitely love to talk with Brian and Evan about all this too, and kind of get their take on it. Of course, we'll try to have them study up on it a little bit, because I've got to as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that as well, and then we can see Brian and Evan if they want to help us with that one because that is
Right. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, I just had a kind of thought about the show. Like, of course, we bring on each person brings two topics. Okay, one we will touch on. One is just for time, just in case we need to create that. What we need to do, like as a group with all of this, whoever does whatever channel they want to do under our banner as well. Per se, we allow it, but we need to create like a set list of questions we need to ask at the end of the show with no pushback, no talk, nothing, no question in any way. Just a set list of questions that we can ask and that we can take a tally of. So that way, after a certain amount of episodes, we just run it through. Hey, let's say we talk to 100 people and 60 of them believe this, 70 of them believe that. Let's get a real, actual poll through just random.
I really like that. That'd be a good idea.
We asked this whole list of questions to everybody we talk to, and we just pull out that information. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Questions like that. Like, what do you think about January 6th? They say whatever they want to say. We check off the box. No pushback, no talk, right? We just get an idea of what people really think. Plain and simple. Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah, once we start doing guests, we should definitely get a couple questions. Use that just so at the end of the show, right before we go.
Yeah, we just ask them questions, mark it down, and just get a real tally of what people really do want to think about these kinds of things. But yeah, I think that'll be good as well. Moving on from that shit though, I just that just popped into my head. My bad. But yeah, I want to get back into more of your story here. I mean, we just got off on a real long tangent with something stupid. But
I feel like that's gonna be a long show. We're gonna start at one topic.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. That's definitely gonna happen. But going back to your story a little bit here, like, okay, you've had the surgery, and it started to. What was the real defining moment where you changed your mind? Like something clicked. I know you said your coworkers did it slowly, but what was that moment where you're just like, I messed up? When did you come to that realization where you're just like, oh damn?
It was in 2018, same year I got the titty surgery.
Right.
And I will be calling titty surgery, titty removal, all that other fun stuff. But yeah, no. So 2018 is when I got the top surgery, and so I had the implants added.
Right.
It was fine for a couple months, and just one day I just clicked, and I said like, "Up." It's a way of explaining in other interviews. It's like every time I got something done that was at the time good towards my transition, it was like a small rush of euphoria, and then after that, it would just be like a small crash. I think after I got the implants, I think that's when I realized.
So it was more of a instant gratification kind of thing then?
Yeah, I guess that's how you can consider it, because like I said, I would can classify as euphoria, something like, yeah, gratification that I was happy that I was finally, again, hindsight being 2020, I was wrong, but at the time I was proud of myself for doing what I was towards the transition that I believed that was correct at the time.
Okay. So how did your life change after you got the surgery done? I mean, like new people that you met, how did they treat you? Granted, this says California now. How did they treat you though?
Yeah, everything went well. For those who didn't know me, just thought I looked like a woman. I behaved and acted like one, what you would assume one would.
Right.
I just had a lot of masculine features. obvious.
Hey, look, I'm going to be honest. I'm a dude, and I have a lot of feminine features. Like, I've dressed up as a woman for Halloween, and it's scary as hell to know that maybe I might look attractive that way. You know?
Just get a couple shots of alcohol, and I think we'd be fine.
Nah, well, I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's
But no, like joking
no,
aside,
it's actually so bad.
Everyone treated
Hold on.
me normal. There was no issue. Like I said, I was treated like any other girl, woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I did the best to go incognito. No issues.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say one more thing, and then we'll kind of move on to that, dude. It's actually when last time I dressed up as a woman for Halloween. It was like early 2000s. Anyway, I was still
you're not a trans woman.
I don't know. I could be. I don't think my wife would enjoy that, but I could be.
You look like a beautiful black trans woman of color.
Right? I mean, I can identify as anything I want. But no, like it was so bad. Like I had really gone into it. I had worked with a missile defense company, right? And it was. I kept joking about dressing up as a woman because we were doing a Halloween costume, right? And I had made these jokes about wanting to dress up as a prostitute, and my boss was like, "Hell yeah, go for it." She's a woman too, right? She's like, "Hell yeah, go for it. Yeah, that'll be great." I was like, she's like, "You'll have to shave your legs and your armpits and all." I was like, "All right, no. How about a French prostitute? Because I don't have to shave then." So we even came up with this whole persona. Like my name was Violet. All right, I had taken my girlfriend's skirt and blouse from home without her knowing. I got dressed at work. We even put makeup on me, dude. It was fucking wonderful. It was so. I had a wig and everything. It was so undistinguishable for me that when we went to lunch, I went to lunch with this on. Like you could tell, I had an Adam's apple. But a woman while we were eating, a woman that I had literally grown up with, like she's been a good friend to me for all through school. Like she was sitting across from me, and we used to eat there a lot. So we'd at least say hi to each other a lot, every couple of times a week. But she was sitting across the table there from me, and she kept looking at me, but she would never wave, right? She'd never acknowledge me in any way. We're about to wrap up lunch, and she comes over and she's like, "Excuse me, I don't want to be rude or anything, but can I get a picture with you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." So I stand up, like I had shaved my beard and everything too, but I stand up and I put my arm around her, and we're smiling for the picture, and I just kind of lean my head over a little bit, and I'm like, "So you're not even going to say hi to me?" And she took the picture, and the girl looked over at me. She's like, "What the fuck? Who are you?" And I took off the wig, and she realized who the hell I was. Like, literally, she had no idea until I removed the wig. Like, it was kind of at that point in my mind, like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore, because if my own friends don't even know who the hell I am, But, yeah, that's kind of a fucked up story. All in fun. I don't care. Roast me.
Anyway. You're the most beautiful trans woman I've ever seen. To be fair, I'm pretty sure.
I wish I still had those pictures. I wish I still had those pictures.
We have to show those photos one of these days. How's this? You show your photos, and I'll show my old photos. To be fair, all my photos are on my channel. So.
I don't know where the originals are, but the only other copy I had of those was on Facebook, which my fucking Facebook page was deleted, personal and gaming page. That's a fucked up story we gotta talk about.
Just reach out to Facebook. Just tell them that you need your old photos. They probably have those stored away somewhere.
Yeah, they probably got everything. But yeah, it was. We definitely gonna have to go through that whole situation as well at some point in time. Dude, I was even banned once for talking about the PlayStation 5.
What the hell?
They banned me because, like, as soon as I had posted it, it was like an hour or two later, I get this notification that my account has been banned. and they show the picture. I have to bring it off my phone and put it on my computer, but they show the picture of me literally saying, okay, so at, what was it, 3:16 or something like that, there was a notification from the PlayStation store that they were out of stock. And here it is on my time zone. Looking back on it, it makes sense, but it kind of fucked with me for a bit. But at my time, it was like 5:20, somewhere around there. And I had posted in there, okay, I took a screenshot of that. It had no account information, nothing on it, right? And I had posted in a little gaming group. Somebody was asking, did anybody get the PlayStation 5? But I posted in a gaming group, okay, so you're telling me this page only refreshes every 2 hours, right? And like an hour after I had posted that, I got this ban notification saying your account's been suspended for 30 days for this. And they literally said it was drug related.
What the?
That was one of the but okay, we'll save that for another day. We'll save that for another day. Oh no, dude, you have no idea. Like, you've met Oblivion, you've met my wife, and Aggressiva, dude. They were coming after me. They wanted me gone. But yeah, going back to your story again, I just kind of lost that tangent again. All right, so you had people. What did people that knew you before you had your surgery, what were they thinking?
Well, everyone who that liked me, they were that were supporting the transition, happy for me.
Right.
I don't think I met anyone who didn't publicly or person told me they liked me, but I'm pretty sure they were. And I don't blame them.
Of course. Right.
But no, everyone was supportive. Like I said, never got any pushback.
You never had anybody at all say, dude, are you really sure about this?
Yeah, no one ever pushed me back. Friends and family. But apparently, according to some of my relatives, they did not like what I was doing, but they chose to keep it shut.
Well, your family dynamic is different than mine, because my family's just going to say, come hell or high water, I'm going to say what the hell I want to say.
Which, and I'm surprised they never said anything. I'm just like, y'all are family. You could at least be honest.
Right. I mean, you're supposed to be honest. It's family. That's the whole point of family, is it not?
Yeah.
But, okay, so after you realized you fucked up in this whole shit, I'm sorry, shouldn't have said that. You're gonna get your show is going to be age restricted. I know that if I'm talking on here, it's gonna be age restricted.
If it makes you feel better, I've already been cursing enough.
Well, I mean, for you gotta, dude, you're a protected class.
Is it because I'm Mexican?
All right, triple protected.
Okay, because if we're talking about me being a tranny, that don't count anymore. Apparently, all the other, and I probably can't even say that word on YouTube. All the transgenders, they don't like me. They don't accept me. They've all told me I'm transphobic and I shouldn't be counting myself because I detransition. Now I'm the most transphobic. And I have receipts for that, and it's hilarious. Like I have.
Oh God!
I have a lot of messages of that.
Because you're no longer one of us. We hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus! Even though you understand more than I do about this shit.
I know more than most of those people.
Oh,
and I'm the bad guy.
Dude, I just cannot wrap my head around this.
Well, it's the logic of no logic. That's what I realized.
Okay, so, I mean, like, you're still protected as a Mexican, though, so we can't talk about that.
Oh, no, I don't think I have much protection. I'm a straight, heterosexual, cis male, even though I'm only Hispanic, Mexican.
But you're not white.
I'm pretty sure they consider me white adjacent.
I am totally screwed. I'm realizing a lot of mistakes I made with all this.
You got the most racist, transphobic Mexican on your screen as your co-host. Whose idea was this?
Dude, could you imagine having Martin on at the same time?
I'm gonna have to have
I want him
popcorn
on.
that day. I will need my popcorn. You'll just see me in the background muted, just like just watching Martin speak.
We gotta have him on. We're just talking about random people that nobody knows about.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he's gotta come on with us. Dude, the best thing about the whole Telegram chat where we all met up was literally the banter between you two. Like, you played well off each other, just insulting the hell out of each other, but taking it jokingly. That was awesome as hell.
Well, you gotta remember all the bullshit how it started, and it's all because of the idiots I just main chat.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why he did that. You know, I can understand why he was just like, I don't want there to be any real censorship or anything like that, and I agree with it. But when you have people in there that are literally just attacking you and attacking Martin for your life choices that you've done, you know,
I'm pretty sure they've attacked others.
Well, then again, yeah.
Well, you know,
I mean,
Martin's
a different story altogether, but
I don't remember. Did they attack Buck Angel when Buck was on their show?
I don't know. I'm not in that chat anymore. Like, you know, I still see what he posts and I can still comment there, but I'm not in that chat.
Yeah, I don't go there anymore.
Dude, after those people just started attacking every single person, like I would, you know, I'd go in there and I talk shit to people too. Yes, troll a little bit, whatever, but I never really attacked a person. I attacked ideas, you know. When somebody would say, well, I believe this. No, here's your pushback with that. But I never went after somebody and just like personally attacked, you know. But okay, I take that back. I did that one time. One time I did that. I will admit that. I went to that level once. But no, it's just like I understand what he's trying to do with that. I really do, and it's a great idea. People can talk openly, but you also have the choice of walking away. And I did. You know, I'm not complaining. I'm not going to sit there and complain about all that shit or argue and fight over the dumbest shit like they were always doing. I'm just going to walk the hell away from that. What does that do to my life? You know? So, yeah, I'm no longer in that chat, but I believe we got a good group from that old chat there.
And all the drama and that came from the
Yeah, like that 12 hours of talking, but of nothing but food. Like every time I opened Telegram, it was food pictures, and you're talking about food for 12 damn hours. Who does this?
You gotta remember, we have a Canadian who cooks. We have an Aussie.
Yeah, we got a good little group. We need to have them on when we can. But all right, now let's finish up this story with you, okay?
Okay.
So nobody pushed back. Everybody just accepted what happened. I will say that around here, people would be mad. You'd probably get cussed out, but that's about it. After all this has happened to you, what started the process of having the breast surgery? I guess undone.
Yeah, so that was not an easy process at all. So 2018 is, like I said, when I realized I made a mistake. At the time, I was thinking, because I knew the military was a good option. Because I know Trump said that transgenders could not join. So, and I think the only way you can join and be transit, you had to be in there before it went in effect, or you had to
Right.
detransition ahead of time. Well, I said, well, if that's how my plan looks, and I'm trying to detransition, I guess I'll try to join the military and use the military as an excuse. Well, that plan did not go well. And I spoke to a recruiter and everything. Everything was going well, but I had a new therapist by then, and him being a gay man, he did not want me to detransition. He wanted me to go straight to law enforcement. So he was not making that any easy. He was making everything very difficult.
Okay.
I think I saw him for a bit longer after that, no more than a year, and then I found my new therapist, which is who I have now. And since then, he's been helpful at first. Even though everything's been a pain in the butt, we've been going through it together.
Right. Okay. But like, as far as the military goes, you said you wanted to join the military as an excuse. Kind of, that's a lot of what people go in for. Like, you'll hear some really like story like, I want to fight these people, I want to fight these people, I just want to protect the country. You'll hear that, but deep down inside, most people go in because they feel like there's no other option. I even looked and joined in the military at one point in time, and that was just, to me, it was just like, I've got no other choice. What am I going to do with my life? I don't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars on college, even though I did it anyway.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it was just an excuse just so I can detransition and so I could get the hell out of California.
But even if it would have worked, I do want to say one thing personally on my level. Look, if we were in the military together and you're transgender, or you don't feel like you're a certain way or this or that, I don't care about that shit, because when push comes to shove, the only thing I'm going to care about is, do you have my back? Because I've got yours. I don't give a shit if you're man or woman. The only thing I give a shit about is, can you do your job, and can I rely on you to do your job? I don't care about it. Really, I don't. What I do care about,
I could have.
Right. What I do care about is, if shit hits the fan and bullets are flying, are you going to cower down in the corner, or are you going to help cover me? That's what I would care about.
You want my California answer, or you want my honest answer?
Honest answer. That's what the show is, man.
Well, if I'm going to be honest, I would fight and make sure everyone's doing well. Now, my Californian answer, I would cower in like a coward, and I would try to solve it with a white flag, like the French do.
Oh, God. Jesus. But anyway, okay. So all that fell through for you, and you were trying to be a police officer. What happened with that?
I went to the police academy. I passed the first course. I didn't make it through the second course because I failed the range. And the funny part is that at the time I was using my Glock 23, 40 Smith & Wesson, and I had recently bought a Glock 17 9mm. Well, because California, it's a 10-day waiting period, I did not have my Glock 17 in time for the next course, and I failed the course by 1 round. Legit, 1 round is all that kicked my ass out.
Oh, damn.
That round was very bipolar. It was borderline, but they decided to count it against me.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. If the range part of that would be the best, the most scrutinized, if that were supposed to be the case, because, dude, if you're shooting in public, I don't need you shooting random people, So I understand that. The fact that they're...
I was doing what the president is telling me now. Shoot for the leg.
Yeah, just... Oh, no, this motherfucker said take a shotgun and fire 2 flat blasts in the air.
Funny part is we had a shotgun course, but I hadn't taken it yet.
Yeah, you should have just pointed it up in the air and shot it and be like, I'm doing what the president told me to do.
Well, sadly, at the time, when I was in the academy of President Trump, and if they would have said, I was just doing what President Biden says.
Right. That's what we do, right?
As part of the
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Shoot in the air.
No. That's so dumb.
Don't forget, you also shoot through your door without knowing who's in front of it.
Right. Yeah, that's what we do. All right, so the police thing failed. And what'd you do beyond that point then? I mean, what's going on in Abel's head before right now?
After the academy, I was going to take a vacation off the academy and the college. But I was working with the local police department, volunteer for the chief of police.
Right.
I was the LGBT representative because the chief at the time had a board of civilians. They all for different parts of the community. They had an LGBT, Hispanic, student, African Americans, business owners.
They just checked all the boxes?
Yeah, well, besides, well, because remember, this is California. This is Southern California. Yeah. South of LA. So you know how that is. But besides all the the social points that they needed, they also had businesses, students, adults. They had everything. So it wasn't just their social little point.
Right.
Okay. I didn't even last long into that. I think I lasted a few months, and I had to leave. All the extra bullshit I was doing with the transgender community, where they started accusing me of being right wing. They compared.
Oh, that all played out story. God, Jesus Christ.
Oh, so let's see. So I go to a meeting. Well, at the time, I was working for a nonprofit organization, transgender organization, and I went up to them and I say, "Hey, I'm here on behalf of the police department. I'm just trying to get some information for the chief because he would love to work with you guys and the other LGBT, me being trans at the time. I went with the trans community first. Then I was going to go around the LGBT, how we could work around with everyone at the police department. Well, the trans community, lady who I thought was someone I could work with, who I could look up to. I asked her questions I already knew. And I told her, look, I already know these answers. I just want to double check everything. So when I report back to the chief, everything's good to go. Well, she told me I'm acting like a cis person, acting like a cis woman. And then there was
what?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah, all my questions were, is that a cis person who doesn't know what they're asking? And I'm just like, what the fuck?
All right.
Yeah. And then the funniest part is, and I remember this day so well because there was another transgender in the office. This was a male to female, and they had just came from the Bible. Someone would consider the Bible Belt of the South. I don't know where that's at, but I'm pretty sure you would have a better idea where that is.
Yeah, it's like the Kentucky border.
Yeah.
The northern Kentucky border. Wait a minute, is that Kentucky, Tennessee, or Kentucky? Let me look that up real quick.
Well,
I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously, her being, technically it's a biological man, but for a slight respect that I give people that like that, even though I wasn't given any, she did not like the South. She didn't like Republicans or anything, and both her and this other trans woman, they were accusing me of being right wing, Trump supporting. Every name under the book that you can call for someone right wing, and I'm just like.
That shit just got out of hand, man.
I'm Mexican. I've been with you guys for so long. I've been here longer than this young lady who just moved in from the Bible Belt. And I'm being the one screwed tonight. just because I'm working with law enforcement, and I decided that once I become a cop, I wanted to spend a couple years here and then transfer out somewhere else and get my own house in the middle of bumfuck nowhere and live alone with my own small family. And that's apparently what. Oh, and I was also called Breitbart. I know who that is, but at the time I was like, I'm sorry, who is that? I have no idea who that is.
God damn it. Look, I've gotten in a lot of fights, especially in like YouTube comment pages and things like that. The rhetoric used, dude, it used to be hilarious, but now it's just to a very, very disappointing. Just like, dude, bring better than this. Like this feels like, first grade, second grade kind of level of making fun of somebody. Bring better. But yeah, looking at the Bible Belt here, I'm just going to bring this up on my screen real quick. No, but apparently it's not really border descriptive, but mostly the southern states other than Florida.
Florida is Florida, so you really can't count Florida.
Florida is its own entity. Like, it really is. Everything is completely different over there than it is anywhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's North Carolina, Kentucky, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Everything pretty much south of that except for Florida, because it, like in a heat map kind of situation, it does die out the closer you get to Florida. Which you got, Cuba and Dominican Republic and everything over there too, so that kind of makes sense with that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Makes sense.
But Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then the funny part is I didn't realize anything until like a few days later that lady, the one who I was chatting with, called the chief of police and made a complaint against me that I was harassing her.
Wow. Okay.
And luckily, because the chief knew who I was, he dismissed her complaints. Yeah, I didn't find out till like a month later when I was talking to someone on that board, and they told me, "Oh yeah, she filed a complaint against you," but the chief called me, and I was like, from what I've gotten from her, that doesn't sound like her. So the chief dismissed all the complaints, and then later, eventually, that guy on the board who I thought was a good guy, because I eventually had to leave because that lady started dragging my name through the mud. Got excommunicated from the whole community. He later ran for office.
Oh shit!
He didn't win, which is a good thing. But he agreed with her, saying that, oh, I'm a transphobic racist, even though I'm Mexican and at the time trans. And I'm just like, so you mean I'm a racist and transphobic?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
Oh no, it's fine.
It's just hilarious. No, it's hilarious to me because that's what they're using to just like write people off now. It's no longer about like the racist thing. It's no longer about being racist. Just label somebody that and move on so we can just not hear them again. I remember when racism was, it's always been a hot topic, but I remember when racism was literally as it was defined,
Wait,
discrimination of a person.
Slightly disagreeing with someone?
Right. Like, seriously, it was the discrimination of a person or persons based on the color of skin with the belief that one's own race is superior. That's what it is. Now it's just like, oh, it's, you don't like me, you're racist.
Wait, so you're telling me you currently not liking me not make you a racist?
No,
I quit.
No. That's exactly what I mean. It does not. Yeah, but no, it's. I mean, if this is a kind of the language that we have just been reduced to as a people, like that's it. Just because I disagree with you, you're racist. I have nothing I can use against anybody now that I think about it. I'm a straight white man. I'm screwed every which way but Sunday, and screwed on Sundays. But But no, it's dude. When did we come off of this point to where we could actually talk to each other without personal attacks?
I'm not sure. This is not even I wish I didn't.
Like I can't even think of when it actually happened around here. I know it's been years in the making and just kind of been built up for a while. Race is always an issue every 4 fucking years. This transgender thing is just now being pushed. 80 million damn genders and pronouns and what is going on?
For me, the transgender, I feel like it's only been the last now 6 years, but apparently it's been going longer to others when I speak to them.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, I remember as a little kid, like before we even moved to the South here, you know, my dad was in the Air Force and we move around all the time. But I remember, you know, transgenders, transsexuals being all around. You know, I remember that. Do I care? Hell no, it don't affect my life what you do.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing one when I was younger.
Right. But dude, it's like all of a sudden it's everything like this, just like this small, nobody gives a shit kind of thing is being shoved down everybody's throat. You know? When did that really start? I can't even remember that. Like, I know it's been like a couple of years too, but it's been so damn long that more than a couple of years. It's been so damn long that I can't even remember when this whole thing started. But anyway,
I think I've been told that it's been going on since the 90s, from what I've heard from others.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, a lot of these things are slowly pushed over decades, so that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has been, but you know, I never really cared about any of these kinds of situations until I was forced to. Which, by the way, if you're gonna make somebody care about something, the best way to do it is to not shove it down their throat constantly and make them care, because if you do that, they're only going to do what you don't want them to do in any situation. But yeah, it's dude. I don't know what the hell has happened to the world. I don't know what the hell has happened to this country. Well, I do, but we'll get into it later. But it scares me. Let's wrapping up your story here. We keep going off on tangents all over the place. This is what the show's going to be. This is what we do.
Sadly, but hopefully people will like this.
Real open, honest conversations with people. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Going off on tangents.
Dude, we're gonna say a lot of weird shit. I know this is gonna be a thing. All right. This show will be attacked at one point in time. I guarantee it.
We're gonna have to be bigger for that to happen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, let's see. Right now, chat shows 4 live viewers. Give us a couple more thousand, then we'll be attacked.
It won't even be that.
100.
Now, once it starts getting around that we're actually doing this, like I feel like if we become big, like it will be a problem, kind of like what, you know, when they attack Rogan and things like that, because this is not what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be talking to people. You know,
we're supposed to be
listening to the news, right?
Just sit in front.
So this is going to be a problem.
In front of your TV, listen to your news media. Just watch Disney Plus, Netflix. Just what you were to.
Right. I can't subscribe to that. But
which one, Netflix or Disney Plus?
Just doing what I'm told. Like we have Disney Plus because of our cell phone service, but no, I'm paying for it.
I do have. I just opened a phone account and I was offered Disney Plus for a few.
Yeah, then they'll start charging you. We can't. Well, still not canceled. We still have a couple more months, but I'm getting rid of that. It was good for a minute, but everything that's been going on, you're destroying shows left and fucking right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I haven't accepted the offer because I don't like that stuff. I don't watch any of that stuff. I probably will accept it later because right before I move out, because I'm actually gonna go see a couple of my relatives and my nephew.
Right.
I promised him we would watch all the Marvel movies, and Disney Plus has about 95% of them.
Yeah. Um, that was a good movie series. I will admit that. But yeah, they have most of them on there. When the contracts for all the other shows are up on other platforms like Netflix and everything, they'll move them over. But
one movie I'm trying to find is what was it, 2008 or 2006, whichever one was with the Ed Norton Hulk. I can't seem to find that one. Makes sense.
Let's not talk about that monstrosity of a movie. Okay.
To be fair,
I don't know if that one's. I honestly don't know if that is going to be there. Wasn't that a Sony movie?
No, that's an MCU movie.
Well, I mean, it centers around the Marvel universe, but I don't think Disney had a hand in making that one.
No, it's part of the MCU because they've.
Well, yeah.
They've in the movies they've talked about it like as it was Bruce. If it was what's the current Bruce Banner? I can't remember his name.
Mark Ruffalo?
Yeah, as if it was Mark Ruffalo's movie. They always if they ever bring anything up in regards to that, they always use Mark Ruffalo as if it was his. I think it was in Iron Man 2. They even made a couple references to that one and the Thor movie that hadn't been out yet. If I remember correctly.
Okay, so the Edward Norton is a Marvel Studios, produced by Marvel Studios, distributed by Universal Pictures. But that was a horrible movie.
I've never really seen it, and I was too came out.
It was so lackluster. The Edward Norton was horrible. Like, I know I'm going to get hate for that, but Edward Norton was horrible as the Hulk. Like, being Bruce, the Hulk was all CGI, but being Bruce Banner, he never came across as Bruce Banner as, the character we grew up with.
I know other movies that they don't have on Disney Plus are the 3 Spider-Man, which I guess would make sense because it's also part of Sony. I don't know.
The other ones, but Tom Holland. No, Tom Holland was all Marvel.
Yeah, no, they're all Marvel, but Sony still owns rights to that one.
Okay. Do that? Damn.
Yeah, I would assume.
I didn't know that.
Because I would assume so because it's Spider-Man. I don't think they've bought out Sony yet. They haven't yet. I think it was just like a deal.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't deal to make a few movies.
I don't really keep up with all that because whatever. Just show me a good movie and I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
That's all I want.
I agree with. It's a good enough movie. I'll watch it.
Right. If the actors and actresses make me feel like there's actually a story there, yeah, hell yeah, I'll watch it. Let's pay attention.
Have you seen the Black Widow one? Because I think I heard that it wasn't. Honestly, that movie came out way too.
I did, but I fell asleep during it. It kind of felt like, I don't think they did it justice. I never even finished it because it just kind of felt like almost like an Avengers reboot with her family. And I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. With Red Guardian being her dad and all that. And I'm just like, that's just like a Russian Captain America. I know that's what that's supposed to be, but it just felt like a whole reboot.
Honestly, I don't know.
And instead of being good,
why didn't they give her own movie about her character? That's one thing I've always.
Well, they didn't do that with Hawkeye either.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, he's still alive.
Yeah, but they never gave him an origin story, not like a movie origin story, They never gave him his own movie. He's got a TV show, but it never. There was no real progression in his character. Yeah, I guess he was just supposed to be like the background character, you know.
I think for him, it's more like the human version of for the Avengers, because yeah, you have Tony and as another human with Captain America, but Captain America zero, and
Right.
Iron Man is mostly
he's a billionaire. Dude, you know, Hawkeye's just got skill. That's it. Yeah. You know.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't he have a special ability like that he can see better? Is that why he's so with his arrows?
I mean, to a certain extent, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I never really followed Hawkeye's character all the way through. You know,
you gotta remember Hawkeye is not the most of the whole. Most people are
no. Even as a kid, dude, this big, you know, even with cartoons and things like this big dude in a purple suit, kind of looking like Wolverine, just jumping around shooting arrows. As a kid, I never cared because that just looked like it looked ridiculous, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, most kids are into Iron Man, billionaire with makes suit however he.
Right.
Or
and
Bruce Banner.
Captain See, America. That's what, okay. If you know, that's what I've loved about Marvel. You know, they told a story through different movies. Granted, it was all out of timeline chronologically, but they told stories with each and every single character to make you care about that character before they brought out the Avengers, right? DC comes along and tries to do the exact opposite. They bring out the Justice League before making you care about the characters. Like, how many times has Batman been rebooted and Superman been rebooted, and now you're going to add different characters like Wonder Woman and Aquaman, you know, Cyborg? Like, you've never had a standalone movie about Cyborg other than Teen Titans.
Honestly, I lost count. The only Batman that I like is... If that's the right one. Is that the one with Heath?
No, that was Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, my bad.
Yeah, well, okay. Like, for me, I think something like, especially Batman and Superman, you're going to need an incredible actor for those. Because Batman is two different personalities. You know, to Bruce Wayne, a domineering character that as soon as he walks through the door, you ain't even got to look his direction. You know he's there. You know, he's got that presence to him as Bruce Wayne. But as Batman, it's completely opposite. You know, he doesn't want to be noticed until it's time to go fuck people up, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you have to have somebody that can play both roles. Like, I like Christian Bale playing Bruce Wayne because he had that cocky attitude about him. It was just, it's whatever I want to do. You know, this is me. I'm that billionaire smug asshole. But I don't feel like he did Batman well enough. You know, he still came across a little cocky, you know. It wasn't more of a hide in the shadows kind of situation and then spring on you, beat the hell out of you, intimidate you, and then vanish. You know? Like, I don't feel like now, I will say, God, who was the one who did Batman after? God, what is that? In the Batman versus Superman movies.
Isn't it got Christopher Nolan or?
No, I forget who that was. But anyway, I'll look it up later. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, that one, he did Batman great. But I felt like with Bruce Wayne, it was still little kid hiding in the corner because he doesn't want to be noticed. You know, he didn't do Bruce Wayne well at all. So, I mean, they still have yet to find people to fill that role. I'm not even going to get into the Superman damn rant. Those have always been horrible movies to me. They've always made him just a stony-ass character instead of kind of humanize him a little bit. But I mean, you still don't have anybody that can play these roles. Yet you're trying to bring out an entire series, kind of like Marvel has done.
On the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, it was Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck. There we go. I mean, he played Batman well enough, especially as an older Batman, loose with his own rules kind of situation. He did that well enough, but there was no Bruce Wayne to his character at all.
Yeah. Then for then for Superman, it was Henry. I can't pronounce his.
Henry Cavill.
Yep, that's.
Dude, I know this is going to be as we've gone on a little side tangent again. You know who I would love to see play Joker?
Who?
Did you ever watch that show Gotham?
I did the live action one.
Yeah.
I seen
the one where it was like an alternative universe with Bruce Wayne as a little kid.
Yeah, I've seen some episodes out, but I never.
The person that played the Joker there, I think that was Ian. No, that wasn't Ian. That's Cameron Monaghan.
I know who you're talking about. But I don't think.
Yeah, the dude that played Ian from Shameless.
Yeah, I have an idea who you're talking about, but I don't think they were allowed to say he was a Joker, due to.
No, he was Jerome Velasca, but yeah, he was supposed to be the Joker.
But some bullshit. I think it was because of the Joker.
Right.
Last name, it's like his first. I think it was.
Joaquin.
Joaquin Phoenix. I think it was like they came out around the same time. I think that might have been the reason.
But I would love to see Cameron Monaghan play a Joker in a movie. Like, if you go back and watch the early episodes from when he first showed up, like the very first time, you know, it was something about a carnival. I forget the name of the title of the episode, but at the end, when you know, governor or the lieutenant at that point or something like that, captain or something. Anyway, the dude who was investigating the whole story found out who the killer was at the end, and he's questioning him. Dude, that scene just sent chills down my fucking spine because he went from just like, you know, this timid person just cowering in a corner kind of situation to, in a snap, just like psychotic and evil. I mean, you could tell in that moment, and it just sent chills down my spine when I was watching that. I was like,
"Well, that he's gonna be good." Thing with the Joker, it's like always been one bad day that it takes for someone to snap.
Right, and he played that well at the very beginning because, dude, he played the happy-go-lucky fun side of it where he's just joking around and not giving a shit. All of a sudden, just snap, I'm gonna kill you. You know, and just having that murderous intent with a happy, fun-loving side. I want to see that in a movie, and I think he could pull it off. Hell, you could just paint green, you know, dye his hair green, and he's Joker already. You know, just this tall, lanky, skinny dude. Yeah, I think he would be great at it. If he could play both sides. It would be. Watch the earliest episodes before they got off on a whole rail about him having an evil twin that had their face cut off. It's don't worry about that. That was dumb. But yeah, I mean, at the very beginning of it, dude, there were times like when they were forming this. It was like a few episodes in, they were forming like this little killer group kind of situation, and the standoff that him and that other dude had to know who's the leader of the group. Dude, that was fucking great. I'm not going to give it away if you haven't seen it, but
no, I haven't
those
seen
were the 2 points.
I'll probably look at it after the show.
Those were the 2 points in that show. I was like, he's got to do this.
But you know what? Because what you did say, we have been going on this tangent long enough. Let's close it up.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I just realized what time it is.
Yeah, it's almost 40 on my end.
Yeah, we had no real stories or anything, topics to bring about. We were just kind of talking, having a conversation together for you guys to get to know us and our kind of mindset at this. Our shows will not be like this all the time, but there will be some tangents and rants going on.
Yeah.
Going forward, we will bring up topics to discuss with each other and any guests that we have on, just to kind of talk. But is there anything else you want to say, Abel?
No, I think I'm good. If you want to send me real quick, so I can post the link to your work so people can follow it. I'll be posting my channel link right now.
Can you actually get into the settings of the channel just to kind of rename it so it's not some random characters? Can you do that on YouTube?
Yeah, I can, but I can't do that until like later on. You have to wait for a bit.
Okay, because having that long string of characters everywhere just kind of looks,
Yeah, if you guys want to follow me on my personal channel, I'm posting that right now in the chat, and then I can look you up real quick on Twitch.
It's actually, look for the little picture thing. It's actually voices, because voice of the people is actually taken at that point, and I didn't want any numbers. So there's an S in voices.
Oh wait, I'm already following him.
What was I doing? Oh yeah.
Then if you guys want to follow the Twitch channel, here it is. Then let me. What was yours up Twitch again? Just so I can give that to people.
This one?
Yeah, for your personal one.
Oh, The Real Drunken Senpai. Twitch.tv/The Real Drunken Senpai. Which currently on that channel I was going through Horizon Forbidden West, and then things got a little bit worked out with my computer. Knockout City was doing better as far as a game was concerned. It's still glitchy as shit. But we went kind of back to that for a minute. They're called Knockout Ray or Dodgeball Rage because I get mad at the game too much. It infuriates me.
Okay,
shit should not work.
I have posted my channel. In our chat, if you guys want to follow my work, I have also posted the Twitch channel for this Voice of the People, and then my co-host is personal channel, The Real Drunken.
Okay, and Friday night I am having a conversation with a gaming friend. We are setting up more to come on. As a matter of fact, Oblivion said he's willing to do it. In the Discord there, Spider-Man, and I don't know if I can say his name because it's almost like a slur.
But let's go on the safe side and say no.
Now we'll have to get him to call himself something else when we bring him on, because I can't keep. It's not like a bad slur, but kind of yes. Anyway, but yeah, it's Aggressiva as well has said she's willing to do it. Kari G eventually. I mean, we got some more coming up, but yeah, this Friday I will be talking to Link alone, and we're just gonna have conversations, just talking to each other, kind of bringing up topics that are interesting to us. We'll have conversations, and yeah, so I gotta set up a time with her Friday. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, we'll be having more guests coming up very soon. If you want to talk to Abel privately, if you want to talk to me privately, we bring some more people on that end up being, co-hosts as well. You want to talk to them privately, that's all fine. You do what you do, okay? We just want to hear from you. Tell us what you think. We're not trying to start a fight at all. We don't want to fight. We will say something like, I don't believe that, or I feel this way, pushing back on you and your ideas as to not cause an echo chamber. But we want to have respectful conversations where it doesn't end up fighting. We just want to talk, just to understand who you are, what you believe, and why you believe that, not as a way to make fun of you or to shame you or anything like that. Let's be adults here. But that's going to be the premise of the show. That's what we're going to do. And we hope to bring you some really good content coming out of this. I'm still trying to talk to my Russian gaming friend about coming on with us and talking about the whole Russia situation. With the language barrier, it's a little bit hard. Like he can talk English, he can type English, but he's got a huge Russian accent. So it's gonna be a really interesting conversation once I can get him on. I want to go through it all. I don't want to say anything about what he's told me, but I do want to go through it all. But yeah, I'll work on that more, trying to bring that in, and we'll see what goes on from there, man.
Okay, and then I will also say for chat, if you guys have any other guests that you guys want us to chat with, I will be our email that you guys can submit guests to.
Yes, your voice
at startmail.com.
Right, your voice at startmail.com. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you've looked into that email though, but I do have 2 others that we've had some kind of discussion with as far as that goes.
No, I have not. I've just been busy the last 2 weeks.
One of them came from YouTube comments, and I piqued his interest a little bit. I've been sent him a couple of emails. The other one is another little small time YouTuber I came across that he was just like, some of the things he was talking about and everything. I was just like, yeah, I want to get his ideas. I want to get his take on this. We do have some prominent people that may be coming on the show soon. I'm not going to give away any of that. If we have guests with them as well, which we do have to ask about, if we have guests with them as well, some of our guests may be talking to some well-known people at some point. But until then, let's just keep building this up, man.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you guys watching this Indian speaking English. It's at 7 of the night where we have to go. Have a great night, guys. Hopefully we'll see you. Do we have anything planned for tomorrow? Got anything planned for tomorrow's stream? Or do we?
No, it was what I had planned today was just kind of canceled at that point because we had the mess up yesterday. I'll talk to him more to bring him back on.
Okay, so then next stream will just be Friday then on Twitch.
Right.
Okay, then perfect. Okay, well I'm signing out. Have a great night, guys. Bye.
Before we end this right here, I'm going to go ahead and say the little closer that we have come up with. You have a voice, and it matters. It's time to use it. Sit down. Let's have a conversation. Take it easy, everybody.